Namo Sakya Muni Buddha. Dear Venerable Sangha, Buddhist ladies and gentlemen, you are invited to join us in this weekly Buddhist Newsreel on Phật online channel. Hereafter, 6 major headlines of Buddhist activities of the week. India, over 30 countries participate in Global Buddhist Summit 2023. Hanoi Central Culture Section Open Seminar Vietnam's Buddhist Architecture, Uniformity in Diversity. Central Office to host quarterly meeting to report on first quarter Buddhist undertakings and launches 6 specialized operational teams. BINH celebrates 40th anniversary of establishment of Sông Bé BINH Buddhist Society. Cultural beauty of going to pagoda on the Mai Lao 2566 performed by Laotians in Vietnam. Digest of Buddhist charity activities during the week. The following are the news in details. On the morning of April 20th, 2023, the International Buddhist Confederation, IBC, in collaboration with the Ministry of Culture, Government of India held a global Buddhist summit with the participation of delegates from 30 countries. The conference took place in 2 days, April 20th to 21st, at Astra Hotel, New Delhi, India.
The event, upheld for the first time, attracted the attention of Sangha leaders, scholars, and Dharma practitioners from more than 30 countries. The main theme of this Global Buddhist Summit is responses to contemporary challenges, philosophy to praxis. This is an opportunity for delegates from many countries to meet and discuss global issues and look for solutions to the urgent challenges facing humanity today based on the Buddhist teachings. Speaking at the opening ceremony, Venerable Dr. Dhammapiya, General Secretary of the International Buddhist Confederation, IBC, said, "The light of Buddhism has illuminated, helping humanity to liberate suffering so as Buddhist disciples. Together we follow the Buddha's footsteps to solve the problem, solve contemporary challenges, working together, building the peaceful and happy world. Let's pray for the Buddha Dharma to last forever." His Excellency Prime Minister of India, Sri Narendra Modi, also attended the ceremony to offer flowers to the Buddha's statue and robes offering to the eldest most venerables from all over the world and gave a speech to the audience. The Prime Minister expressed his joy when witnessing the participation of Buddhist leaders from other countries and a large number of Buddhist scholars and practitioners in this Global Buddhist Summit. He expressed warm greetings to all delegates attending the conference. He said that this first conference was an important milestone, marking a good start as Sanghas from different countries had come together to discuss solutions to the problems that are plaguing humanity globally. He had a deep faith in a fully enlightened being. The Buddha showed the way for wisdom to be the utmost importance. Young people should be responsible and practice the Buddha's teachings. The society would have positive changes. It is necessary to have a specific action plan to bring peace and happiness to the world. After the opening ceremony, in the afternoon of the same day, the aggregation was divided into 2 discussion sessions for the Sangha and the scholars. The organizers invited the Venerable TIòng, the Dharma Master of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, to be the keynote speaker of the Sangha session.
On the morning of April 15th, at the National History Museum Hall, Hanoi City, the Central Culture Section of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, in collaboration with the Institute of Religious Studies, the Institute of Monuments Conservation, and the National Museum of History, solemnly opened a scientific seminar with the theme Buddhist Architecture in Vietnam, Uniformity in Diversity.
Speaking at the opening of the seminar, Most Venerable Thích Thọ Lạc, head of the Central Culture Section, said that through 3 surveys of hundreds of temples of all sects in regions from the north to the south, it could be said that Buddhist architectural projects have received a lot of attention from monks and nuns, researchers, architects, etc., and the survey results have shown that the reality of Buddhist architecture still had many problems. Therefore, At this seminar, the Central Culture section of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha wishes to receive more expertise inputs in order to orient the preservation and promotion of traditional Buddhist architecture while ensuring the uniformity of Buddhist thoughts and at the same time ensuring the diversity of denominations, regions, etc. The seminar received nearly 70 papers and thereby provided materials for the Central Culture section of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha to implement the Vietnamese Buddhist architecture and cultural heritage project. At the same time, it helps monks, nuns, Buddhists, and the community understand the value of Buddhist heritage and architecture, as well as raise the awareness in preserving the quintessence of Vietnamese Buddhist architecture. In particular, it is necessary to pay attention to the demands of ascetic practices of monks, nuns, Buddhists, and the ladies in accordance with the practice and development trend of Vietnamese Buddhism in the new era.
On the morning of April 18th, the Sangha Central Office 2 held a meeting to report on the Buddhist undertakings of the first quarter. At the same time, launched the staff induction of 6 specialized operational teams.
Most Venerable TIionG ANH, Chairman of the Vietnamese Buddhist Sangha, Head of the Central Sangha Monastic Affairs Section, chaired the meeting. The Most Venerable Chief of Office 2 reported on the Buddhist affairs on the first 3 months of 2023, 13 Central Institute and the southern provinces and cities. Venerable TIionG ANH, Vice Head of the Central Office 2, also reported on the backlogs and problems arising in the provinces and cities. The honorifics and Vice Chairman of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha Parochial Council contributed ideas and shared experiences to help the honorifics of Office 2 handle Buddhist affairs in accordance with their responsibilities and expertise. Speaking in his guidance, the Most Venerable the Chairman agreed with the report, and the Most Venerable found that the staff of Office 2, in unity, handled the undertaking strictly and scientifically. With this optimism, the Most Venerable hoped that the honorifics of Office 2 would continue to maintain and promote that spirit until the end of their tenure in order to have the Central Buddhist Affairs section operate smoothly. On this occasion, the Central Office 2 also announced the personnel composition of 6 specialized operational teams in its affiliation. Accordingly, the duty working team consists of 21 members, led by Most Venerable Thích Phước Nguyên as team leader. The information and propaganda team consists of 12 members, led by Venerable Thích Minh Nhẫn as the leader. The ritual event team consists of 21 members, led by Venerable Thích Minh Ân as team leader. The dossier receiving team consists of 15 members, led by Venerable Thích Thiện Thật as team leader. The reception team consists of 15 members, led by Venerable Thích Minh Hội as team leader. The security and order keeper team consists of 7 members, led by late man Nguyễn Văn Thông. The Most Venerable Chairman wishes that the members receiving the decision today must unite and make efforts to contribute to the common efforts of Central Office 2.
On the morning of April 16, 2023, at the Nirvana Buddha Statue Cultural Center, Hội Thánh Patriarchal Temple, TIionG ANH City, Bình Dương Provincial Buddhist Parochial Board solemnly celebrated the 40th anniversary of the establishment of the Sông Bé Bình Dương Buddhist Society, 1983-2023, in witness of the honorifics of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha and local authority leaders.
Speaking at the opening ceremony, Most Venerable Thích Huệ Thông, head of Bình Dương Provincial Buddhist Parochial Board, head of the organizing board, respectfully expressed gratitude to the forebears and religious leaders who have worked so hard over the years with devoting effort and wisdom to lay a solid foundation for the cause of unification, stability, and development of Buddhism in Sông Bé, Bình Dương Province. At the ceremony, the venerables and delegates watched a video on the achievements of Buddhist activity in Bình Dương Province over the past 40 years. In particular, the Provincial Buddhist Charity Section has actively participated in charity and supported people to overcome the COVID-19 pandemic with the amount of billions of dong. The total funding was worth over 600 billion Vietnamese dong, dispersed by Sông Bé Bình Dương Buddhist Society to social welfare charity during the past 10 years. On this occasion, Mayor Phạm Thành Nhân, Deputy Director, Bình Dương Provincial Department of Home Affairs, announced the decisions to award the First-Class Labor Medal to Bình Dương Provincial Buddhist Parochial Board and the Most Venerable Thích Huệ Thông personally, Third-Class Labor Medal to Most Venerable Thích Thiện Duyên. Most Venerable Thích Thiện Nhơn, Chairman of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha Parochial Council, head of the Central Monastic Affairs Section, also presented a gold-coated chime to congratulate Buddhism in Bình Dương Province. In his bestowing words, Most Venerable Thích Thiện Nhơn congratulated Bình Dương Provincial Buddhist Board, and he said that the 40-year passage was not long compared to 2,000 years of Buddhism in Vietnam and 300 years of Buddhism formation in this land. The Provincial Buddhist Parochial Board made a miracle of a dignified and strong Buddhism in Bình Dương. Monks and nuns always uphold the spirit of solidarity, harmony, discipline, and sense of responsibility in their mission of dedicating to the Sangha, serving human life, and actively contributing to the prosperity and beautiful development of the province.
Lao people have a long tradition of Buddhist beliefs. The government and people respect Buddhism. Laos is known as the land of Buddhist cultural fiestas, with many ancient, majestic, brilliant pagodas and temples, and the rich diversity of cultures of Lao tribes associated with Buddhist culture. Therefore, the Laotian, wherever they are, still turn to the place of the Buddha.
Laotian people often go to worship Buddha at the temples located by the banks of the Han River in Da Nang City. Here, a large number of Laotian communities live. Lao people regularly participate in major Buddhist ritual holidays. On the occasion of the traditional Pi Mai Lao, the Laotians often go to pagodas to worship Buddha to pray for luck, peace, and happiness for their families. At Tam Bảo Temple, the destination of Lao community, a large number of Lao students come to the Buddha to offer incense, to pray at the beginning of the Pi Mai Lao, wearing traditional costumes to perform Buddhist rituals like in their homeland. The monks chanted Pali Sutras for blessings for the bower laying ceremony, string tying the wrist to wish good luck. Laos Buddhists join hands in formation of lotus buds to welcome the master who performs the offering ceremony, starting with the beating of the sacred Lao gong in prayer. The monk instructs Buddhists how to arrange the ceremony tray, and the monk recites sutra until the wax embers of the candles and the candles fall into the bowl of fragrant water. The Buddhist Laotians bring the water home for bathing, expecting the lucks. The monk also performed the ritual of string tying the wrist for peace and pouring blessing water to pray for the benefactors. Lao peoples recite the Pali Sutra to dedicate merit to family and relatives. On this occasion, Laotian people also have ritual of bathing the Buddha during the 3 days of Fiesta Tet. The temples are decorated with flags and yellow flowers bloom on the occasion of Pi Mai Lao. The Laotian believe that this festival brings coolness and prosperity to all creatures, purifying people's lives.
In order to support people to improve their lives, many meaningful charity programs have been implemented by monks, nuns, and Buddhists. The following is a digest of Buddhist charity activities during the week.
In Hậu Giang Province, on the morning of the 20th of April, 2023, Hậu Giang Provincial Buddhist Parochial Board cooperated with the Department of Agriculture and Rural Development to organize the release of free-range fish and regenerate aquatic resources to respond to the policy program proposed by the Ministry of Natural Resources and Environment at Spring Farm, Tân Phước Hưng Commune, Phụng Hiệp District, Hậu Giang Province. Venerable Thích TIòng Anh, standing vice chairman of the Provincial Buddhist Parochial Board, said that releasing fish would bring many blessings, increase benedictions, increase longevity, and dedicate the merit to the 7 generations of ancestors for the grandparents and parents to be born in a peaceful realm. The Provincial Buddhist Parochial Board would continue to accompany the Department of Agriculture to mobilize monks, nuns, Buddhists, and people to carry out activities to release fish to protect aquatic resources. At the ceremony, many types of fish were released and aquatic resources were regenerated with a total cost of 58 million Vietnamese dong, out of which the Department of Agriculture and Rural Development of Hậu Giang Province contributed 16 million Vietnamese đồng. The People's Committee of 8 districts, towns and cities contributed 40 million Vietnamese đồng. The Hậu Giang Provincial Buddhist Parochial Board contributed 10 million Vietnamese đồng, and individuals contributed the remaining amount. Spring Farm has an area of 130 hectares, which is a place to protect aquatic products and wild animals. This is the first site selected for the program of releasing fish, and this exemplary practice is widely popularized. In Gia Lai Province, on the 16th of April, Most Venerable Minh Lộc, head of social charity section of the Dominican Order, led the team to visit and give 1,250 gifts to support poor ethnic people in Chu Pa District, Đắc Đoa Town, Hà Nam Commune, Huế Village, Đắc Pơ District, and Phú Hòa Town. Each gift includes necessities and cash. The total cost of the gifts is nearly 500 million Vietnamese đồng, sponsored by the monks and nuns, in-country and foreign Buddhists. Before that, in Quảng Nam Province, on the 17th of April, Nun Thích Nữ Minh Hiền, head of the economic and financial section of the Vietnamese Buddhist Sangha in Da Nang City, abbot of Phổ Hiền Pagoda, guided Buddhists and benefactors to visit and give gifts to support ethnic minorities in Chư Chun commune. The road was bumpy, muddy, and dangerous, but when the charity team reached the place where the ethnics lived, the whole team was extremely happy when 300 gifts were delivered to the hands of ethnic minorities who still had many difficulties in the southern mountainous district of Nam Giang. The value of each gift portion is 500,000 Vietnamese đồng. The total value is 115 million Vietnamese đồng. In Trà Vinh Province, on the 15th of April, Venerable Thích Quý Trì, abbot of Tinh Châu Như Ý Pagoda, and his sponsor in collaboration with the People's Committee of Dialogue Commune, inaugurated the 15-meter-long Hùng Nga Rural Traffic Bridge at Thanh Trì B Hamlet after 1 month of construction. The total cost of bridge construction is more than 135 million Vietnamese đồng, because Venerable Thích Quý Trì had mobilized 115 million Vietnamese đồng from donors, and local people contributed in kind. On the occasion of the traditional New Year Pi Mai of the Lao people, Venerable Thích Tâm Định, head of the Thanh Hóa Provincial Buddhist Parochial Board, and a charity team visited and gave gifts to students at the ethnic minority boarding school in Hủa Phan Province, northern Laos. The school accommodates over 500 students, of which 430 are boarding students and most of them are orphans. The team gave gifts of necessities and cash of 10 million Vietnamese đồng. The team also gave 12 million Vietnamese đồng to support 26 orphan students. The total budget for gift giving is 172 million Vietnamese đồng. A charity team also funded 200 million Vietnamese đồng as partial contribution to the construction and completion of Bản Ông Pagoda, Hủa Xiêng Commune, Sầm Nưa District, Hủa Phan Province.
Venerable monks and nuns, Buddhist ladies and gentlemen, the last news has started off this weekly newsreel. Thank you for your attention and following. Goodbye and see you in the next program on BSO TV channel. Namo Sakya Muni Buddha.